approval.
Second.
All in favor of
Yeah,
that?
aye.
All right. Public comments? Is that this week or next week? Last week?
This week.
Sorry.
Oh, you brought mine,
Gotta
thanks.
go to the bank.
Yeah, it's not big. That's, yeah,
Did you
those
have
are-
your hand up, Mike?
Yes, I did.
those are
Okay,
the best.
public comments, Mike Stoll.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road. We've gone through a recent turnover with our website, and I noticed that your meeting tonight is not highlighted on the calendar. I'll show Leanne.
Huh,
So, although I knew about it and I looked at the agenda and confirmed that it was tonight and the time and whatnot, one of the things is that, well, you can check it
yeah, I'm
right here to see
really
if it's
curious.
if it's me. But you can see that all the other meetings are highlighted like they used to be,
Yeah,
but for some reason or other, this one doesn't show up.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You can infer anything you would like going forward with that piece of factual information. That
There
one's
it is.
good, huh?
oh, it's on there.
Give it a new chapter.
But when you go to look at your calendar,
Yeah,
when
paper's
you're
always
looking
the
at
best.
it in this view, it doesn't
Yeah.
show up.
I think it's grayed out because it's the actual day.
Really?
Yeah, because when you go to like the main calendar, you can see it's red that there are meetings on there.
Aha, interesting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Not at this time.
We're still allowing for remote meetings?
Yep. It was
Okay,
extended by
minutes.
So, how do we schedule remote meetings?
They are linked on the calendar when you click on our meeting. I have a link to the meeting, so
How
anyone-
challenging is it for you to set us up with a remote meeting with winter around the corner?
It's on there permanently. Scheduled, yeah, so like you could go at home, click
No,
on it.
no, no, I'm talking for us.
Yeah. You could be at home and attending this meeting, it would be awfully hard to sign things.
Correct, I understand what
But-
you're saying, but for the public notification, how much time do you need to put it on the thing? If we were, for example, in dead of winter,
Mhm.
snow's coming and we all agree the safest thing is to meet from home and do it remotely.
It's,
How
I mean,
much time do you need?
when I post the meeting, I automatically include the link, and so, and with the agenda, so it has the capability to be remote no matter what, and if weather hits, I would just post a notice like, hey, this is gonna be fully remote instead of hybrid, or
Okay,
whatever.
okay, so it's not that big a hassle for you?
Mm-mm.
No, good, something remote.
Remote.
That's okay,
Yeah, I'm
John.
trying.
It would be hard to have an assessing meeting remote, cause there's a lot of signing that needs to happen, but,
All right,
if we needed
minutes.
to, we could.
Minutes?
Yep, they're in the packet you have. There's, I think, 4 sets of minutes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of minutes. I'll apologize. I don't have extra minutes, but you can have a pen, yes. You're welcome.
Seems like a classic. feedback on the, or you sent out any notifications that, starting next year, chapter applications will have to be done and have to be received at a certain time? Any feedback on that?
So the chapter applications are due December 1st.
Right.
I have been in communication with Marina regarding that.
Okay.
If people are late, unless there's a, forest management plan, we are still supposed to accept them late.
Oh, okay.
But they are due
First.
by December 1st, and they have all gone out this year. I've mailed out all of the
Yeah,
chapter
some of those
applications.
like mine is gonna be probably screwed up because the foresters aren't that many around, and the paperwork going back and forth
Mhm.
between the forester and Clinton
Mhm.
and coming back is slow. And mine is in somewhere along the line and all that,
Yeah, we can talk about that
yeah,
at the office, cause I have, pulled your file,
yeah.
yeah.
Any notifications that we received pertaining to Mr. Blanchard?
Nothing new.
Okay, so just this one meeting that took place, in May, nothing pending, nothing as a result of any activity by this board was reviewed and brought
Not
to your
yet.
attention regarding Mr. Blanchard?
Yeah.
Great, thanks. Two of us. Don't you have a special event, a trip coming up?
In October.
October, okay, cool. I'll make a motion, we, accept the minutes as written.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Question, how does that stand with the court, with that,
With Ed,
she's still,
we haven't gotten a date yet.
nothing? No, they're still on, going ahead though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. Business then.
Miscellaneous document, Mr.
Yes, I have a lien release for a property at 55 Hale Road. I emailed you guys the notice that we got in the, mail. She's selling her land that's in chapter, so she notified all of the appropriate boards. The select board met Monday, and they signed the waiver to release the land. Nobody was interested in buying it. So this is her, lien release. this is the supplemental real estate and CPA, taxes for fiscal year 26, the warrants and commitments, so there's 4 pages you need to sign. And then, John, these are certificates of forest land, that only you need to sign. Just 3 pages. Thank you very much. That's all I had for miscellaneous documents. Okay. We are on old business, which we didn't have anything, unless any of you 3 have anything. None? Great.
Okay, yeah, very good.
Matters not reasonably anticipated by chair.
What?
She wants to talk about the chairman. Do you have
No,
anything
do you
you
have
wanna
any
bring up?
matters not
Anything you wanna
reasonably
bring up?
anticipated? No? Okay. Public
Get
comments.
some new pens. Go to the
Okay.
bank, get paid, and grab them.
Okay.
Phil.
Public comments. Mike?
Mike Stahl, 5 Lombard Road, thank you, Mr. Chair. I've sort of referred to this question in the past and never really got a good answer with our consultant. And what the question is what defines a taxable structure? And I've checked around some surrounding towns and they use various means of more objectively defining it because I couldn't get an objective definition out of our consultant. So if that could be addressed, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
What do you wanna know?
What defines a taxable structure? So some use the square footage, some use it must have 3 sides and a roof, it must, not be on a foundation, must have a floor. And I've talked to other people in town, and they are also confused by this. So on behalf of other people too, I'm trying to find out what defines a taxable structure. Then the follow-on question is, if a taxable structure is added to a property, how is the owner apprised of that? As an example, you just get your tax bill. I don't believe new structures show up on that. It's just the quarterly tax bill, so you would never know that there was an added structure unless you actively went in and searched for a change. I may have an example of that in the future that I'll bring up at the board if necessary at that time. Thank you.
Do you want me to add what I know?
Well,
Sure.
before he goes, before you go, which I'd appreciate too, isn't that more of a zoning as well as building inspector question?
So in part, yes, when
Yeah.
you file for a building permit, the part of the process is notifying the assessing department, so as you complete it, they're notified at percentage completed.
Sure.
So you're assessed, like, as it's at 25%, you're assessed at that 25%
Sure.
completed rate.
Mhm.
50, 75.
And I understand that
Exactly.
part of the process.
Um,
How about if there's not a building permit drawn or
Mhm.
not a building permit required?
mhm.
So you kinda have to know, it's a chicken and the egg. You don't, unless you,
Well, if you're
No.
putting up a structure, don't you automatically have to have the permit?
depends
If
on,
it's under 200
it
square
depends.
feet.
There's a square footage.
200 square feet or smaller.
Oh, that's
You-
very good to know. That's new information because I asked that of our last 2 consultants. And they didn't bring that up. That's new information.
But that's
So,
for a building permit, I'm not sure if it impacts taxable
structure.
structure or not, I just know that impacts whether or not you need a
So
permit.
that type of question for us, you maybe should go to the tax collector as well as the building permit. Because it would be misleading to say, this is what you gotta build smaller. Because you could build, for example, you could build a shed and
Mm-hmm,
make it 10 by 10,
sure.
right? Or 10 by 12, even 10 by 12.
Whatever.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it shows up on your card because that's part of the zoning option.
I'll go check that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Al.
you should
Mhm.
really check that first before you come here. Because we would pick it up eventually, because he might do a walk-by, or he may do an overview and see that it's there, and then go
Certainly.
do a walkthrough.
But you'd have to define structure. You'd have to define something so that people know what it is that kicks the process into gear. And I understand that there have been items that have been added that from many years ago that were not, no building permit was pulled, or zoning item checked for on it, and yet it showed up on the tax ledger.
Right.
Well, then somebody must have gone out and measured it.
Put it on.
Figure out
Yes,
the
but
cost.
that's the assessors, that's not the
Well,
building.
somebody probably turned somebody in.
Maybe.
That's usually what happens.
Oh, is that how it
Yeah.
works? But how is the property owner notified?
When you get the check.
Just not. I mean, if the process is, there is no feedback to the
We
property.
get notified, of a structure that went up, and we're a few in town, houses, and they never got picked up. Then we found out about them, went out and measured and whatnot.
Sure.
And then sent them the bill, you know.
Yeah, but these were houses you just mentioned, I think was the word you used.
I'm
That's-
serious, there
Yeah,
were
wow.
several,
I've heard garages were built,
No.
any number of things. Okay, well, for the moment, that satisfies my question, but I suspect you'll be hearing about it again.
no, usually, somebody turns somebody in.
I'm just, it seems like though, that the assessor, there's no feedback loop there. Obviously on a house, someone's gonna catch that, probably.
Again, that's not necessarily, under the responsibility of this department.
Sure.
So, for example, if this department's job requires that they get a permit, whatever department that might be, they don't notify us, we don't notify them, blah, 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 goes down
Sure.
the line, then it isn't, the subsequent departments here in the town, it's not necessarily their fault that they didn't get picked up.
Sure.
Because the initial permit was either not pulled correctly, not pulled at all.
Sure.
Or notification never went down the line. So that's a town-wide or a town situation.
Certainly.
Versus just a department situation.
So I can bring that up with the TA then, because it
Yeah, next time you talk to them.
broaches several
Next time,
different things.
right, exactly. Next time
So
you're
I will
talking to
give
them.
an example, for chapter 61. That process was, less strong several years ago, and it is now changed. And there is a process that is followed so that the various departments that have play in that are notified. That wasn't the case 4 years ago when I first started learning about chapter 61. Now I'm going into the assessors area, and I recognize that there's coordination with other departments, but it seems like what I've found is that there are new taxable elements. I won't even use the word structure because that just throws you off unless you have a definition of what a structure is or what requires the building permit to be pulled. I just heard something new that I hadn't heard before. That's the 200 square foot.
I wouldn't. Okay, go ahead.
So all I'm doing is trying to get clarification and seeing if the process can be or should be improved. We have found that in other processes, and the TA has been working to change those so that, and now with the new, what is it called? Hub Connect? I believe you can go in and check on these things much easier. A little while ago, a few weeks ago, it wasn't quite ready for prime time, I guess. And some things were changed and or clarified. And all I'm doing is trying to, it's best that I bring it up to each one of the departments, regardless of the order, because the assessors, this is, the Board of Assessors is the one that has a very key role in it, especially when things are added and there's no feedback to the property owner. I guess that's my main point. And so I'll take it up with the TA, and as I attend other boards or commission meetings, I will bring it up to them also. As you indicated, that are also involved. You know, as Joe Public, we're a little bit not knowledgeable about all the details, and this is how we learn.
Yeah, but I don't, from what you just said, and my hearing might not be that good
Mm-hmm.
to begin with, okay? You're surprised because it gets picked up on a bill later on, after it's done, or maybe, once it's completed, whatever the situation may be.
I'm not surprised by that, so I'll just clarify that.
Okay.
My point was that there's no feedback that it's been picked up. And it's
Well,
not,
well,
it doesn't
okay,
show up on
Well,
the
the
bill.
feedback's when you get the bill.
Yeah, right, and this department, for example, when I'm gone, this department, I'm assuming, would not be responsible to notify you that, oh, by the way, you didn't pull a permit, to begin with.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden, we stumbled upon it, so you've had X number of years not being taxed.
I
So
think
why-
we're
why should
jumping
we
ahead.
feel- So why should we feel bad for them that they got no bill for 6 months, a year, 5 years? Then all of a sudden, we go out there, or somebody calls and said, hey, you know, he put up this or that.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, we go do a physical inspection, yep, indeed, that's there. Why should we notify them that, oh, by the way, you failed to follow these ordinances of the town?
We're jumping ahead a little bit. I didn't say anything about failure to follow ordinances. I believe that there can be cases where the ordinances, regulations are not clear or very subjective, and therefore things can happen. We all know there are people that will obviously avoid certain things. I don't think they were always done in ignorance. I don't know, because I don't have visibility on all the particular ones that are done. I think, once again, you suggest awesome ways to go about this. I already said I'll bring it up to the TA. And I will express my questions to him and let him give the guidance. Then it'll be overarching for all the departments or commissions in the town that may be involved.
That's
So I
fair.
appreciate the feedback, thank
That's
you.
fair.
All right, next.
Next meeting.
Yep. So we've been doing them on the third Wednesday at 6. The third Wednesday in September is September 17th, at 6 PM. Does that work for everybody?
As far as I know right now, yeah.
What did you say, September 17th?
Yes, the 17th.
Yeah, or,
Okay, so September 17th at 6 PM. I will again remind you all as I have
September
been.
already.
Huh?
September already.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Okay, we got that the third. There's no executive session, right?
Yes, there is.
There is?
Mhm.
Well,
Thanks very much
Thank
for
you,
your
Have a good
feedback.
night.
Good luck with your inquiries.
All right, Bridget, we're gonna go into